Welcome to the Bihzhu edition of Raw My Life. I've been a student of the spiritual path Ekankar since I was 16, and we have this belief that all of us have one purpose in life, that is to be an instrument of love. So it doesn't matter if you are a stay-at-home mom, someone with a 9-to-5 job like an accountant, or a janitor doing his or her best at your job. We are all able to be instruments of love in our own universes. As a young student out of college, you don't really know how to align, what you do with this bigger purpose. It wasn't until I went to the spiritual seminar that was held in the United States and had this really intense spiritual experiences where I was performing and felt like I had an out-of-body experience and was singing for the first time, and then suddenly I realized that this was my life's calling. I could marry something that I was good at, something I loved, with this bigger idea of being an instrument of love using music. So I pretty much quit my job in 2009 and decided to pursue music full-time. And throughout this journey, it seems like I have been blessed by collaborators, with people who somehow believed in me even when I didn't quite see that ability in myself, from people I wrote music together with, people I played music together with, to people like Mr. Paul Augustine, who is the founder of Penang Island Jazz Fest and the curator of Penang House of Music, who always saw this ability in me and had this belief in me that I didn't have in myself. It's because of him that I got to perform and tour in China, in South Korea, and even in Penang Island Jazz Fest. And I helped him out with a project not too long ago, and I spent a lot of time in the National Archives, thumbing through newspapers from the 30s to the 60s, and I was actually dumbstruck by the fact that here I am, a musician and a Penang girl, and I had no idea of the rich history of music that we had in the state of Penang and Malaysia as a whole. So this project of Paul's, it started from like a small exhibition at the Penang Island Jazz Fest to 2 big exhibitions at the Penang State Museum, which culminated in the book Just for the Love of It, and finally in the museum and gallery called Penang House of Music. And he invited me and James Boyle to perform James' father's song, Jimmy Boyle's song, Chendering, as part of their virtual reality experience in the museum. And I completely and totally and absolutely fell in love with the beauty of the song and the story of Jimmy Boyle. Here was someone, a real figure of history, whose contributions to the nation almost seem forgotten. People have no idea that, when we gained independence as a country, his song was played, or that when we were raising the Malaysia flag for the first time at Padang Merdeka in 1963, another song of his creation, Kemegahan Negaraku, was also played. He wrote the Penang State Anthem. He wrote this other song called Putra Putri. I'm sure a lot of us have heard it and sang it when we were in school, Putra Putri Negara Jaya. And I just felt so compelled and so connected to this song that I wanted to make my own version of it. And so now, on May 7th, you're going to get to hear our version of Chendering, and I hope you like it.